Hey everybody, it's Dustin with the Cisco Devices team. And today I'm excited to come back and give you a video, which I haven't done in a while, specifically around some cool concepts that we were working on with our Cisco Desk Pro and Microsoft Teams rooms. Now, the reason for this video now is the fact that you may or may not have heard, but Microsoft has decided to sunset or stop development on the Microsoft Teams display software that they had, which was essentially more of a personalized slash hot desking version of a Microsoft Teams application to put on a device, specifically something like the Cisco Desk Pro or some other personalized or kind of huddle space type smaller device. And because that's no longer going to be available, that really leaves you with very limited options as to what you could use from a personal standpoint when it comes to a Microsoft Teams native type experience. So you've obviously got your laptop, you've got your phone, your iPad, whatever, to be able to join using those applications. But what if you wanted a nice, dedicated, purpose-driven video conferencing device like the Desk Pro with elevated audio experience, elevated video experience, dedicated for that, purpose-built? You don't really have an option today. Well, you kind of do. So one of the things that's interesting is that you may have remembered, but probably about a year and a half ago, maybe got my timing wrong, but you could sign into a Microsoft Teams room with a personal user account. Now, when Microsoft introduced some new licensing, they added some restrictions that says that essentially you have to have a Microsoft Teams Room license, either Pro or Basic, in order to run the Microsoft Teams Room software or have an account sign in with that software. And so that eliminated the workaround, or I guess, or the experience that people were using to sign in with their user account with their E1, E3, E5, whatever license. Well, we're able to take advantage of something that Microsoft does support, which is called license stacking. And that's where you can take a user account or any account, and you can actually stack or add multiple licenses to that to get additional features and services. Just like you could add a Teams premium license onto a device or a user, you could also take a user and add a Microsoft Teams Rooms license to that user. By doing that, that will actually give you the entitlement or the ability to sign in to MTR with a user account. Now, obviously, there's some license costs associated with that, which, obviously I don't have much control over, but really want to show you that you actually can do it. And I'm actually going to give you a bit of a demo. So first thing I'm going to do here is show you my Desk Pro desktop here. And one thing you'll notice right off the bat is that I'm actually signed in with my user account. Now, this is not a resource account. This is my actual user. This is my user calendar. You'll see I've got a few meetings here. My buddy Alexander, who is also a Tennessee fan, gave me a Go Vols meeting on Zoom today. I actually have a Team Sync meeting with myself. You'll see here later this afternoon on Teams. Very important that I sync with myself. I've got a couple other meetings and some availability here. I actually have a nice WebEx meeting here with Alan that I'm going to be able to join a little bit later. And speaking of WebEx, you may or may not remember or know, but because this is registered to Control Hub and because it is a Cisco device, when I join that WebEx meeting, I'm actually going to get a native WebEx experience. So full featured WebEx experience, not the direct guest join that you're going to get with other devices and other vendors. And of course, the Teams is going to be native as well. Zoom today, if you join via the one button to push, will also be a direct guest join experience, similar to everyone else. But we also have, and we're coming up with some more features like the Join Zoom button over here, where you can join by meeting ID. Again, part of Room OS, and you'll be able to join via CRC to give you an elevated Zoom meeting experience as well. So all the features and capabilities that my Cisco device was going to give an MTR, I'm going to have available to me, but I'm actually signed in with my user account. That also means that when I do a Meet Now or I do a call or a whiteboard, that's all done from my user account, very similar to how it's done from a Teams application, like on an iPad or a phone or even my desktop. So when I call from this device or call from or start a meeting, the invite's going to come from me, the user, not a random room as part of my organization. So a big bonus there. Now, one of the other glaring kind of issues with a situation like this is that while this is a great user experience, what I don't have is any ability to lock this down or protect it in case I'm away from my desk. Now, if I'm in an office, obviously I can lock my door, and that's one thing to do. But what if I step out for a minute and I don't have to lock my door every time, or go to lunch, or if I'm in an area maybe that's semi private, semi-public, but I'm pretty much dedicated area. Well, in Room OS, we have brought a new feature, which we call Screen Lock, which allows you to lock down or protect your device in case you walk away. And the only way to come back and unlock it is to have a personal PIN or use something like a WebEx app to be able to unlock that. Well, because we're running RoomOS at the core here, and the Microsoft Teams Room experience is running on top of RoomOS, which is our underlying architecture and operating system, we're able to bring that screen lock feature to an MTR environment to give you that capability, which is something that's going to be unique and something that's only available from Cisco devices, which is kind of a first, or really kind of a only one in the industry that can really bring that for you. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to simulate the fact that I'm going to put this thing and kind of force it into a screen lock or a sleep mode here. And when I do that, one of the things you'll see is that this device actually goes into a locked mode. And when I want to come up here now, I don't actually see that. I have no way of interacting with the Microsoft Teams Room interface. But what I can do is come up here now that I own this device, and I can start to put in my trusty PIN code here. When I do that, it's going to unlock that device. And now you see I'm right back to my MTR screen, and I can actually hop in here and join my meetings and go about my day as my identity. But I can safely walk away and have some security knowing that someone won't be able to access my device or do things on behalf of me or even join my meetings, right? So really cool features that we're really excited to show you, and that will be coming soon to MTR. This is kind of an alpha state right now. But one other thing I do want to show you though is I want to switch off here and go to a different screen. Um, is I'm going to show you how you actually would do this from a user perspective, because you can test out part of this today. But what you'll see here is I'm actually in my Teams admin center, and I'm under my users, and I did a search for, I've got my user account here. But very simply, the only thing you really have to do here is go to that specific user that you're wanting to add this feature to, go to the licenses and apps. And then when you go to your licenses, you'll see here I've got my E1 available. I just basically have to assign it a Teams Room Pro or Basic license to this user and save those changes. Once I do that, I can now go to an MTR that is not logged in. I'll get my login code. I can either log in directly using my touchscreen of my device, or I can go to microsoft.com/devices and enter the pairing code. And then I just sign in with my user account. Once I do that, that user account will now be the account on that MTR. And just like that, I'll have the experience of a personalized MTR experience. Now, obviously, there's a few things that we want to continue to tweak and add to this, and I hope that this is a video that you'll find interesting, and would love to see your comments if there's any other features and things that you'd like to see us bring. But that's it for now, and good luck using MTR in a personal mode. Thanks.